Here's another 6 million IQ topology exercise, and I got this question from one of the members on our Discord server. So if you want to ask your own question, you can go ahead and join our Discord server down in the description, or you can send me an email to the email address in the description as well. And today we're going to be making this piece right here with clean topology. So here's what we're going to do. Step number one, since we're working with a circular shape, quite obviously we want to create a circle. The only question is, how many vertices do we want that circle to have? Well, here's the answer. First of all, we have to figure out how many of these cuts do we want to have here. So we have to split this circle into segments based on the number of cuts. And if we do some counting, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these cuts makes up a quarter of a circle. So let's say we got 20 cuts. That means we got 20 segments. And the next question is, how many edges do we want to have per segment? Because we need to have some geometry to create each of these segments, each of these cuts. I'm thinking we should use 4 segments per section. So if we want 20 sections, that's 20 times 4. That's going to give us 80 vertices. So we got 80 vertices. We're going to extrude that up on the z-axis. And we want to add 3 loop cuts here to turn this into little squares. Of course, in this case, we also have to scale this down a little bit on the z-axis. Now we've got squares, which is perfect because that allows us to create all sorts of shapes. Having perfect squares on your mesh is always the best because it allows you to create all sorts of different shapes. Now we're going to take all this geometry, extrude, right click, and scale down with Shift Z like this to give it a little bit of thickness. And we're going to go over here to the front, select 4 face segments like this, Control I to invert the selection, delete all the faces, and then go to Add Modify, Generate Array. Offset should be 0. We want the rotation on the Z-axis to be 360 divided by 20 because we want 20 of these segments, and of course the count up here should be 20. And now step number 2 is going to be to create these little cuts. So to do that, we want to take these 3 edges over here, place the cursor into the middle of the object. You're going to extrude this and scale with Shift Z one more time. This is going to be the cross section of one of your cuts. This is going to be this little surface, which you can see over here in our reference image. So now we're going to take this vertex, we're going to slide it inwards and maybe slide it up, slide this one inwards a little bit. You can see the kind of shape that I'm trying to create. You can play around with that a little bit until it looks the way you want it to look, but it's up to you. I'm gonna go with something roughly like this. And once we got the right shape here, we're gonna take these 4 edges, we're gonna extrude them with E, and once again press Shift Z to exclude the Z-axis from this operation. And as you can see, the way we move this geometry, which we just extruded, affects the shape we get over here in the front. So if we put it out, it's a lot wider. If we put it in, the shape is a lot narrower. So I'm gonna go with something like this. And then I'll take these faces here and these little faces over here from the inside, press P to separate them by selection. So now we got this into a new object, and I guess we can just delete these faces here. We're going to take this surface, extrude and scale with Shift Z one more time, correct the normals on this object. You probably want to get rid of the array modifier on this object and extrude this up a little bit so we don't have no clipping on this top face. Anyway, select the ring, add modifier, generate Boolean. We're going to target this new object which we just selected for cutting, and as you can see, once we apply the Boolean modifier, that puts a dent in our object. Well, this is a little bit shitty because we got this weird shape here, but we should be able to fix that by just taking care of the way our faces are arranged over here. As you can see, we got this really shitty face here. So probably we just want to add a loop cut right here. We're gonna slide that inwards until we can place it exactly onto this little vertex. So we want to bring it as close as possible to that vertex in a way that when we merge vertices by distance, they turn into 1. If they don't, we have to push it a little bit closer still. And then we also have to keep in mind that this created an edge here, which is also copied onto this next segment, which means we should probably create a knife cut from here to out here. Hit enter and align this vertex with this edge, which we can see on the next segment here created by the array modifier. So very carefully we want to place that on top of that edge so that when we apply the array modifier, these are also going to be merged into one vertex. Now undo, because we don't want to apply the array modifier yet. We just wanted to make sure this is in the right place. We got to do a little bit of Boolean cleanup. So we want to take this, slide it to the end. We're going to connect these vertices from the sides with the edges on the inside of this shape right here. Slide this up, slide this down. Well, now we got 2 triangles and an n-gon, so I'm going to slide this inwards like so, or we can slide this one up. It's probably going to be better for our topology. And then slide this down. You want to get rid of all these vertices here which don't really do anything, so you can just dissolve vertices there. Probably not, because that fucks up our shape quite a bit. We definitely want to connect this here, slide this up, connect these 2 over here. And once we connect everything, you can merge by distance. You're going to see that everything is functioning pretty well. And just as a quick test, we're going to add a subdivision surface modifier to see where we got flaws. We got a big problem going on right here because on the inside we have an n-gon. So right here we have a face which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 edges, which is an n-gon. Luckily we got a triangle down here, so we can just add a loop cut here and just lift this up a little bit, join this here with J, and now we have no no more n-gons, so this behaves a little bit better. We do got a couple of triangles, but fuck it. Now here's the most difficult part. Let's call this step number 3. Once we add our subdivision surface modifier to this object, as you can see, it melts. And of course, we have to sharpen this geometry here with some supporting geometry. Now the question is, what's the right way to do that? Well, if we just add a loop cut over here and over here to tighten up the corners, it's going to fuck up the mesh a little bit, because now we have these edges over here on the inside which make this whole circle inconsistent, so it creates these sharp creases here. We definitely don't want that. Instead, we're going to do that by selecting all the edges which we want to sharpen, and we're going to bevel them. So if we select the outer edges here and we press Ctrl B, if we also want to include these edges here, we just press Ctrl B. We want to have 2 segments, profile shape 1. That's pretty easy, and that's the real easy part. But the problem is we also want to sharpen this edge on the inside, and when we do that, the geometry behaves in a much different way. So we select that edge segment, we press Ctrl B to bevel. It's very important that you set the miter outer here from sharp to arc. As you can see, when this is set to sharp, you get this very shitty face in the corner, and that's no good. You want to change this to arc, because then that allows you to make your geometry here a little bit more clean. So for example, down here we get this vertex on the corner, which we can just join into this down here. And I know it still looks shitty, don't worry, we're going to clean this up in a second. We want to do something similar up here, except we want to join this here so we can dissolve this edge and connect that into this one instead. Or better yet, you want to take all of this geometry, tear it, and then just take these vertices over here from the outside and scale them up on the Z, so you don't have a very long face here. That's going to make it a little bit easier to connect this. And there you go. Now you fill this here with a face, you fill this inner part. Down here, we're just going to have to create another bevel here at the bottom, so we can do that very quickly with Control B. We got some weird shit going on over here. I don't know what exactly is happening. I think it's because we have this edge connecting into the side. So maybe we should add this bevel once we apply the array modifier. Same thing over here at the top. Well, we can already do this one because we have no pole here, so these edges are pretty clean. It's because we have this extra edge connecting into this vertex that when we bevel this, the bevel doesn't know how to act, so it creates this extra weird shape. I guess we can just slide that to the side as well, but we get this little face on the inside. You see what I'm talking about? But anyway, if we apply the array modifier and if we select everything and merge our vertices by distance, you can see we got this shape looking pretty pretty. We do got a couple of triangles, but they're really not causing us any issues at all. If you apply the subdivision surface modifier, those triangles get turned into quads. The only problem is that now your loop flow is a little bit shitty, so Thomas Colin wouldn't be too proud of us in this situation. But in Aryan 3D philosophy, I don't really care if our loops are all fucked up. The shape looks pretty nice. We got quads only, so it's not bothering me at all. I'd like to see if Thomas Colin can pull this off without having busted up edge loops like we do. But in any case, that's how you create this shape right here. So if you guys want to learn a bunch of other Blender tips, you can check out my Blender Masterclass course down in the description. Also, make sure to join our Discord server. That's down below as well. Like the video, subscribe to the fucking channel, and I'll see you in the next one.